The history of Joan of Arc, a heroine's journey. Joan of Arc, the legendary heroine of France, was born in 1412 in Domrémy, a village in northeastern France, into a devout peasant family. From a young age, Joan displayed a strong sense of spirituality and profound devotion to the church, often spending hours in prayer. Her life seemed destined to be ordinary until, at the age of 13, she began experiencing visions and hearing voices that she believed were from saints and angels, including Saint Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret. These visions conveyed to her a divine mission, to save France and aid in the coronation of Dauphin Charles VII as king. At the turn of the 15th century, France was entangled in the devastating Hundred Years' War against England. The nation was fractured by internal rivalries and in a dire situation with the English dominating the north and occupying Paris. For Joan, this predicament demanded action, and convinced of her divine mission, she insisted on meeting the Dauphin Charles to assist him in reclaiming his country. At the age of 17, Joan persuaded the commander of a nearby garrison to escort her to Chinon, where the Dauphin resided. In Chinon, after undergoing several tests to validate the authenticity of her visions, she succeeded in gaining the trust of Charles VII. Clad in armor and bearing a flag designed by herself, prominently featuring the names of Jesus and Mary, Joan was placed at the helm of an army to liberate the city of Orleans, then under English siege. The liberation of Orleans in 1429 was Joan and her army's first major victory. Over 9 days of intense battle, Joan led her troops with unwavering courage and determination, inspiring soldiers and citizens alike. She was wounded during the siege but returned to the front without hesitation, earning the respect of her men and proving her capability as a leader on the battlefield. This victory revitalized French spirit and marked the beginning of a series of triumphs that allowed the French to gain control of several strategic cities. Following the success at Orleans, Joan convinced Charles VII to proceed to Reims, the traditional coronation site of French kings, in territory still under English control. Despite the risks, Joan led the campaign, and in a symbolically charged act, Charles was crowned king in Reims Cathedral in July 1429, with Joan by his side. This coronation represented a pivotal moment in the war and solidified Joan as an inspiring figure and symbol of hope for France. After the coronation, Joan continued to fight, although her victories began to wane. In 1430, during a raid on Compiègne, she was captured by the Burgundians, allies of the English, and sold to the English. She was imprisoned in Rouen and subjected to a religious trial, accused of heresy and witchcraft. Despite her resistance, the trial was a sham, leaving her no opportunity for a fair defense. On May 30, 1431, at merely 19 years old, Joan was condemned and burned at the stake in Rouen's Market Square. Her last words were a cry of fidelity to God. 25 years later, Pope Calixtus III re-examined her case and declared her innocent, and in 1920 she was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church. Joan of Arc is remembered not only for her extraordinary faith and courage but for her impact on France's history. Through her vision and determination, she inspired an entire nation, becoming a symbol of patriotism, freedom, and sacrifice. Her life and sacrifice continue to inspire worldwide, a story of strength and conviction that transcends time. Don't miss the next chapter of the week of legendary heroes throughout history. Subscribe, like, and keep the notification bell active to stay tuned for the next video about this legendary series.